Success, in its most authentic form, is rarely a fortunate accident. It is instead the deliberate result of cultivating consistent, empowering habits, all driven by an unwavering, winning mindset. While some individuals may appear to attract success effortlessly, as if by some invisible grace, their reality is not built on luck. It is meticulously constructed through the intentional development of specific routines, transformative thought patterns, and purposeful behaviors that align harmoniously with their deepest aspirations. Every truly successful person follows a discernible pattern. They consciously prioritize their own growth. They engage in disciplined, focused action, and they maintain an unshakable commitment to their vision, even when confronted by the inevitable storms of challenge. In stark contrast, those who perpetually struggle often find themselves ensnared by debilitating habits of procrastination, consumed by self-doubt, or undermined by crippling inconsistency. The fundamental difference between these two paths is not a matter of innate intelligence or natural talent. It resides in the accumulation of small, seemingly insignificant, daily choices that, when repeated over time, compound into dramatically different outcomes. If you genuinely desire to attract success into your life, the journey begins with a profound shift in your internal landscape, a transformation of your mindset. Focus your energy on cultivating productive, empowering habits. Intentionally surround yourself with influences that uplift and inspire you, and take deliberate, purposeful steps forward every single day. Understand this liberating truth. Success is not some elusive object you desperately chase across the horizon. Success is something you become. As you consciously align your daily habits, your thoughts, and your actions with the clear vision of the person you aspire to be, success will cease to be a distant goal and will begin to follow you naturally as an organic consequence of who you are becoming. These principles, woven into the fabric of your daily existence, are the alchemical formulas that will transform you into the kind of individual to whom success is inevitably drawn. Your destiny is not a predetermined path. It is actively shaped by the individual you are becoming, in this moment and every moment thereafter. Every single day, through the choices you make, the habits you forge, and the thoughts you entertain, you are meticulously sculpting the essence of your future self. These elements, your habits, your decisions, your internal narratives, are the paintbrushes held in your hand, and your life is the canvas upon which you are creating your reality. The profound question is this: are you consciously creating a masterpiece that reflects your highest potential, or are you passively allowing life to paint a picture you barely recognize, a life of reaction rather than intentional design? Success in its most genuine form is not merely a collection of external accomplishments, accolades, or material possessions. It is a direct, undeniable reflection of who you are at your very core. The way you choose to think, the way you consistently act, the way you carry yourself through the world, all of these internal qualities determine with remarkable accuracy what you inevitably attract into your life. The world, in its mysterious way, responds to energy, and if you aspire to attract greatness, you must first cultivate that very essence of greatness within yourself. This transformative process begins with the conscious cultivation of your mindset, the rigorous development of your discipline, and the unwavering commitment to purposeful action. Every single decision you make, no matter how seemingly small or insignificant in the moment, contributes a foundational brick to the structure of your future self. Consider for a moment the individuals who naturally command respect, whose presence fills a room with quiet authority. Have you ever encountered someone who simply exudes confidence, an unshakable determination, and a profound sense of purpose? They do not need to speak loudly to be heard, nor do they actively seek external attention or validation. Their mere presence, their bearing, is enough to influence and inspire those around them. This inherent magnetism is not a product of random luck or chance. It is the direct result of years of dedicated internal work, the conscious, deliberate decision to pursue personal growth, to resolutely refuse the seductive comfort of mediocrity, and to meticulously build an identity rooted in strength, resilience, and ambitious intention. They have, through persistent effort, sculpted themselves into individuals who are inherently worthy of success, and as a direct consequence of who they are, success naturally gravitates toward them. Think of the remarkable journey of Edwin Barnes, a man fueled by a burning desire, an almost obsessive longing, to work alongside the legendary inventor Thomas Edison. Barnes possessed no inherited wealth, no influential connections to open doors, and initially lacked the practical experience one might deem necessary. But he held within his own mind a vivid, unwavering vision of himself as a vital partner to Edison, long before anyone else in the world could conceive of such a possibility. Unlike the vast majority of people who passively wait for the perfect opportunity to present itself, Barnes took deliberate, courageous action to create his own. He lacked the money for train fare to Edison's office in New Jersey, so he courageously hopped onto a freight train, arriving with nothing but the fierce conviction of his belief. When he finally stood before Edison, he boldly stated his intention, not to be a mere employee, but to become a true business partner. In that precise moment, Barnes was not yet Edison's partner in title, but he thought he spoke, and he acted with the undeniable presence and certainty of someone who already was. Edison, a shrewd observer of human nature, recognized the fire of his determination and offered him a small, seemingly insignificant job. Many would have been discouraged, would have quit, but Barnes persevered, tirelessly proving his value day after day through consistent, dedicated work. Finally, when Edison sought someone with the vision and drive to effectively distribute his newly invented dictating machine, Barnes seized that pivotal moment. Armed with his unshakable confidence and an unwavering belief in his own capacity, he became the exclusive distributor of the groundbreaking device. That singular opportunity, born of his initial desire and persistent belief, transformed him into a wealthy man, and just as he had envisioned from the start, Edison's trusted and indispensable business partner. Consider also the journey of Henry Ford, a man whose name is now synonymous with industrial revolution. Before he became one of the most successful industrialists of all time, Ford faced multiple significant failures. He built two separate automobile companies that ultimately collapsed before he finally founded the enduring Ford Motor Company at a time when automobiles were perceived as prohibitively expensive luxury items. Ford held an unyielding vision of a car that could be affordable and accessible to the masses, transforming society itself. His unwavering belief in the principles of mass production, efficiency, and continuous innovation fueled his relentless drive and allowed him to fundamentally revolutionize the entire automobile industry. Even during the devastating economic crisis of the Great Depression in the 1930s, Ford's deeply ingrained principles of determination, innovation, and resilience kept him at the forefront, navigating a period that crushed lesser enterprises. His guiding mindset was elegantly simple: an individual's success is determined not by their temporary failures or external circumstances, but by the strength and conviction of their belief in themselves and their vision. So turn that introspective question upon yourself. Who do you authentically need to become in order to attract and sustain the level of success you genuinely desire? The answer to this profound question is not found in superficial pretense or in attempting to mimic someone else's persona. Instead, it resides in the courageous act of aligning your deepest identity, your core beliefs, and your daily actions with the vivid vision of your future self. If you aspire to cultivate wealth, you must deliberately adopt the mindset, the habits, and the financial intelligence of someone who actively builds and stewards wealth. If you wish to wield influence, you must learn the art of communication, cultivate the behaviors, and embody the presence of a true leader. Success is not a distant, unattainable dream floating somewhere out of reach. It is a natural, inevitable consequence that flows directly from becoming the kind of individual who possesses the capability, the mindset, and the habits required to attain it. There is a profound reason why some people appear to effortlessly attract opportunities and positive outcomes into their lives, while others seem to struggle endlessly against a tide of resistance. It all ultimately boils down to identity, the core beliefs and narratives you hold about yourself. Your deepest identity fundamentally dictates your core beliefs, and your core beliefs, in turn, powerfully shape your consistent action. When you consciously choose to shift your identity to align with the person who embodies the life you aspire to live, you begin to operate from a place of quiet certainty, rather than passive hope or hesitant wish. You move through the world with a clear magnetic purpose, and the world, in its reciprocal way, begins to take notice and respond to that powerful energy. Far too often, individuals spend their lives in a frantic, exhausting chase after success, only to find themselves depleted and unfulfilled, because they were pursuing an external outcome instead of cultivating the internal state required to attract it. That is the crucial distinction. Success is not something you pursue, it is something you attract. The moment you make the commitment internally to become the type of person who naturally embodies the qualities and habits of success, success will begin to follow you effortlessly as a natural byproduct of who you are. It is not at its core about a desperate chase for wealth, power, or external recognition. It is about the transformative process of becoming the kind of individual who, through their character, their skills, and their contribution, inherently deserves those things. Your life is your unfolding masterpiece, and every single day, you hold the brush in your hand, possessing the power to shape its direction. Will you consciously choose to create something truly extraordinary, a life of purpose and impact? Or will you passively allow external circumstances and limiting beliefs to dictate your story? The choice is unequivocally yours to make. Begin the intentional process of shaping your identity today, beginning in this very moment, and watch and wonder as success begins to follow you in ways you might never have previously imagined possible. Building upon the foundation of identity requires intentionality, which leads to the principle of setting goals with purpose and precision. Success is never a random accident. It is a deliberate outcome. It is planned meticulously, built brick by painstaking brick, through the clarity of well-defined goals and the relentless application of purposeful action. It is the direct result of focused, intentional effort, not the passive consequence of wishful thinking. The vast majority of people navigate life by reacting to external circumstances, by simply responding to whatever demands their attention in the moment, rather than consciously designing and actively building their desired future. They drift, hoping, perhaps praying, that success will somehow miraculously find them. But here is the unvarnished truth. If you do not take the conscious initiative to define, with absolute clarity, what you truly want from this one life, the world with its competing demands and distractions will inevitably define it for you. And more often than not, that definition will not align with your deepest aspirations or highest potential. Life does not randomly distribute success. It rewards those who possess the courage and the discipline to take charge of their own destiny, to chart their own course. Every truly successful individual understands the non-negotiable importance of setting clear, intentional goals. But not just any goals. They set goals that are specific, that demand actionable steps, and that are deeply meaningful, resonating with their core values and overarching purpose. When your goals are powerfully aligned with your deepest values and sense of purpose, they cease to be mere tasks on a list. They become a compelling internal force, an invisible magnet that pulls you forward, providing motivation even on those days when external inspiration is nowhere to be found. Your goals should never be vague, nebulous wishes floating in the realm of possibility. They must be precise, well-defined targets that serve as a clear compass, guiding your actions and decisions every single day. Let's break down why this precision is so vital. Vague goals, aspirations stated without clarity, are inherently powerless. Simply saying, "I want to be successful," means nothing tangible. What does authentic success look and feel like for you? Define it with specificity. Is it achieving a certain level of financial freedom? Is it the mastery of a complex skill? Is it leading a movement that impacts countless lives? Clarity is not just helpful. Clarity is power. The more precise and detailed your definition of success and your goals, the more focused, intentional, and effective your actions will become. And here is a key strategic element employed by those who achieve extraordinary results. Reverse engineer your success. If your ultimate goal is to build a thriving business, meticulously break down that grand vision into smaller, more manageable steps. What tangible milestones do you need to achieve in the next year? What about in the next 6 months? What specific actions must you accomplish in the next 30 days? Make your goals measurable, trackable, and time-bound. Success thrives within the framework of structure and accountability. Without clear milestones and defined timelines, even the best intentions and most ambitious plans tend to dissipate into the comfortable realm of inaction. But merely setting goals, however precise, is not the endpoint. Execution is everything. It is the bridge between intention and reality. Your goals should possess a certain audacity. They should perhaps scare you a little, challenging you to step beyond your current limitations, but they must also ignite a profound sense of excitement within you. They should stretch you, compelling you to move beyond your comfort zone, because genuine growth never ever happens within those familiar, comfortable boundaries. Those who remain stagnant clinging to the safety of the known, will tragically never achieve greatness. And remember this vital truth: goals without accompanying action are nothing more than idle dreams, beautiful visions trapped in the realm of fantasy. The fundamental difference between those who merely dream of success and those who actually achieve it lies in their unwavering commitment to execution. Consider the deliberate actions of the great achievers throughout history. They did not passively sit around, merely hoping for success to arrive. They meticulously planned their path, acted with unwavering purpose, and adjusted their strategy based on feedback when necessary. Thomas Edison, as we've seen, didn't just have a brilliant idea. He systematically tested thousands of different approaches before perfecting the light bulb, a testament to goal-setting, planning, and relentless execution. Henry Ford didn't just dream of an affordable car. He revolutionized the entire automobile industry through the relentless refinement and execution of his innovative production processes. These pioneers did not accidentally stumble upon their success. They meticulously built it, brick by deliberate brick, with crystal clear vision and unyielding persistence. The key that unlocks this power is consistent. Small, purposeful daily steps, taken consistently over time, compound into extraordinary, life-changing results. You don't ascend a formidable mountain in a single miraculous leap. You do it step by deliberate step, planting one foot in front of the other, thousands of times. Every conscious action you take, every choice you make, should move you, however incrementally, closer to your ultimate goal. Even when progress appears painfully slow, when the path seems arduous, discipline and unwavering persistence, fueled by your clearly defined goals, will carry you forward. Success is not a prize reserved for the lucky. It is earned through intentional effort by those who possess the courage to define their vision with precision, to create a deliberate strategy for achieving it, and to execute that strategy relentlessly, consistently. Define your most important goals today, in this moment. Commit to taking consistent, purposeful action towards them, and consciously commit yourself to the journey, understanding that it is the process, the daily effort, that builds the capacity for success. Success is not something you passively wait for. It is something you actively, deliberately, and relentlessly create. Start now, today, and begin the intentional process of building the future you envision, guided by the clarity of your goal. As you build your identity and pursue your goals, inevitably, life will test you. That is a fundamental given, a non-negotiable aspect of the human experience. But here is a profound truth that holds the key to navigating those tests. Your ultimate success is not determined by the sheer number of times you may fall, stumble, or face setbacks. It is determined unequivocally by how many times you choose to rise, to get back up, and to continue moving forward. Resilience is the essential inner fortitude that decisively separates those who ultimately achieve greatness from those who succumb to the urge to give up when faced with difficulty. It is the cultivated ability to keep moving forward, step by deliberate step, despite the painful failures you encounter, despite the crushing disappointments that may visit, despite the unforeseen setbacks that attempt to derail your progress. The road to authentic success is, without exception, paved with obstacles and challenges. But those obstacles are not placed in your path with the intention of stopping you. They are there fundamentally to make you stronger, wiser, and more capable. The key to navigating this truth is to consciously reframe your perspective on failure. It is not the opposite of success, a definitive endpoint. It is inherently a necessary, integral part of the journey itself. Every setback you encounter carries within it a crucial lesson, a piece of vital feedback. Every challenge is not a barrier, but an opportunity to grow, to adapt, to strengthen your resolve. Every single time you get knocked down, whether by external circumstances or internal doubts, you are presented with a clear, fundamental choice: remain down, defeated by the experience, or choose to rise, to get back up, stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. History is replete with inspiring examples of individuals who, when confronted by profound adversity and setbacks, found the inner strength to turn those challenges into remarkable comebacks and enduring achievement. Abraham Lincoln, a figure now synonymous with unwavering resolve, lost multiple political elections and endured personal tragedies that would have crushed lesser individuals, yet he rose from those experiences, hardened and refined, to become one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history, guiding the nation through its darkest hour. So how do you consciously build this vital inner strength, this capacity for resilience? You train your mind, deliberately, to perceive struggles and obstacles not as insurmountable roadblocks designed to stop your progress, but as challenging, yet necessary, stepping stones on your path towards mastery. When life becomes unexpectedly difficult, when the path ahead seems daunting, resist the natural urge to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, cultivate the empowering habit of asking, "What is this experience consciously teaching me? What valuable lesson can I extract from this challenge?" The sooner you embrace the lesson embedded within the difficulty, the faster you will be able to learn, adapt, and move forward. One of the most powerful ways to develop this resilience is through the cultivation of mental toughness. Resilient individuals do not dwell endlessly on their failures or setbacks, replaying them in a loop of regret. Instead, they analyze the situation with clear-eyed perspective, adapt their approach based on the lessons learned, and take decisive, purposeful action to course correct. They actively choose to control their internal response to external events, rather than allowing those external events to control them. This fundamental mindset shift is precisely what empowers them to keep going, to persist, when others, lacking this inner fortitude, choose to quit. Building resilience also involves consciously embracing discomfort. Genuine growth, whether physical, mental, or emotional, never occurs within the familiar confines of your comfort zone. The moment you deliberately choose to challenge yourself, to push past your perceived limitations, to step courageously into the arena of the unknown, you begin the essential process of building an unshakable foundation of resilience. The greatest achievements that resonate through history were forged by individuals who possessed the willingness to endure the struggle, to persevere through difficulty, and to emerge stronger on the other side. Your inherent ability to bounce back from adversity is, in essence, your superpower. Cultivate it, strengthen it through intentional practice, and you will progressively become an unstoppable force. Resilient individuals are not those who miraculously never face failure. They are the ones who, despite falling, never allow themselves to stop trying, to stop moving forward. They understand with absolute clarity that failure is a temporary state, a moment in time, but the act of quitting transforms that temporary setback into a permanent cessation of all possibility. So when life inevitably delivers its challenges, when it knocks you down, remember this vital truth. Your success is not measured by how skillfully you avoid hardship. It is measured by your cultivated capacity to overcome it. Stand up, dust yourself off, both literally and figuratively, and keep moving forward, step by deliberate step, because every single action you take after a failure, after a setback, after a disappointment, is not a retreat, but a crucial forward step towards the success you are building. Resilience is not just a skill to be learned, it is a fundamental way of life, a deep internal commitment. Master it, and you will progressively become an individual who cannot be fundamentally broken by external circumstances. At the very core of your capacity to build a life of purpose and overcome challenges lies the unshakable power of self-belief. Before the external world, with all its opinions and judgments, will ever truly believe in your capacity, you must, with absolute conviction, believe in yourself. Self-belief is not an optional ingredient. It is the fundamental foundation upon which all truly great achievements are built. It is the quiet, powerful internal force that drives individuals to defy seemingly insurmountable odds, to rise above limiting circumstances, and to courageously claim the life they know, deep down, they are meant to live. The most significant limitations that individuals face in life are not, in most cases, external barriers imposed by the world. They are, fundamentally, internal. The crippling doubts, the paralyzing fears, the relentless stream of negative self-talk that plays on repeat in the mind. These internal adversaries are the true enemies of your potential. If you do not genuinely believe in yourself, in your capacity to navigate challenges and achieve your goals, it is highly improbable that anyone else will. But if you do cultivate that unwavering belief, if you operate from a place of knowing your own worth and capability, you become a force to be genuinely reckoned with. Think back to a time when you experienced self-doubt, when you hesitated, when you second-guessed your abilities in a crucial moment. Now honestly ask yourself, was that doubt rooted in an objective assessment of reality, or was it driven primarily by fear? Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. The liberating truth is that most self-doubt is, in essence, a lie, a deceptive internal narrative. It is often a conditioned response programmed into us by past failures, by external criticism, or by an ingrained fear of stepping into uncertainty. But here is the incredibly good news. Belief is not a fixed trait you are either born with or without. Belief is a conscious, deliberate choice, and you build self-belief in the same way that you build physical muscle, through consistent, intentional repetition and effort. Every single time you choose to take action, even a small step, despite the presence of fear, every time you demonstrate to yourself, through experience, that you possess the capacity to handle challenges and navigate setbacks, you strengthen the muscle of that inner belief. Start with small achievable wins. Set a specific goal, commit to taking action towards it, achieve it, and then consciously acknowledge that accomplishment, reminding yourself of your capability. History is filled with inspiring examples of individuals who defied the odds and achieved extraordinary things, primarily because they possessed an unwavering belief in themselves at a time when no one else did, when the world actively doubted them. Walt Disney was told, initially, that he lacked creativity and imagination before he went on to create an entertainment empire that defined generations. Henry Ford was openly ridiculed for his seemingly audacious vision of building affordable automobiles for the common person, yet his conviction transformed an entire industry and reshaped society. The Wright brothers were widely mocked, dismissed as dreamers, for attempting the seemingly impossible feat of human flight, but their profound, unwavering belief in their vision ultimately made history, lifting humanity into the skies. Confidence is not a gift bestowed upon a lucky few. It is built painstakingly through consistent effort and a conscious decision to believe in your own capacity. And the moment you make the commitment to start genuinely believing in yourself, fully and completely, the external world will begin to mirror that internal shift. Doors of opportunity that were previously invisible will open before you. Fortuitous circumstances will arise, and success will be drawn to you powerfully, like a magnet attracted to metal. People are naturally drawn to individuals who exude a quiet certainty, who move through the world with purposeful intention, and who possess a deep, evident trust in their own ability. But here is the crucial caveat to remember. Self-belief is not synonymous with arrogance or naive, blind optimism. It is about the grounded, authentic recognition of your own inherent worth, the relentless commitment to developing your skills, and the courage to take decisive action aligned with your vision. It is about consciously silencing the inner critic, that voice of doubt, and replacing its corrosive narrative with the unwavering power of determination. Even if you face a setback, even if you experience failure, the cultivated strength of your belief will empower you to rise again, wiser, more resilient, and stronger than before. The fundamental difference between those who achieve their highest potential and those who settle for less is not primarily a matter of talent or external luck. It is the raw, unyielding courage required to believe in oneself fiercely, despite the odds, despite the external doubt, despite the inevitable challenges. Every truly great success story begins, first and foremost, with an individual who made the conscious, powerful decision that they were capable, long before they possessed external proof to validate that belief. So choose to believe in yourself today, not tomorrow, not when you magically feel ready, but right now, in this moment, because the sooner you make that profound internal commitment, the sooner success, recognizing that alignment, will begin to follow you. It starts with a decision, a mindset, a belief system, that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind, your heart, and your actions towards. Success is not waiting for those who require external validation from the world before they take their first step. It is actively claimed by those who possess the inner fortitude to validate themselves first, trusting in their own inherent potential. Stand tall, trust deeply in the potential that resides within you, and move forward with an unwavering faith in your capacity to create the life you envision. Because the moment you authentically believe in yourself, at a foundational level, you become an unstoppable force. If success possessed a single most powerful secret weapon, the key that unlocks every door to opportunity, it would undoubtedly be discipline. Not innate talent, not random luck, not even raw intelligence alone, just discipline, the simple, yet profound, ability to consistently do what needs to be done, even and especially when you do not feel like doing it. This capacity is a core differentiator. It is what decisively separates the successful from the unsuccessful in every arena of life. The majority of people passively wait for motivation to strike, for a wave of inspiration to propel them forward, They fall into the trap of thinking, "I'll start working on my goals when I finally feel ready." But readiness as a prerequisite for action is often a myth, an illusion. If you condition yourself to act only when you feel perfectly motivated or inspired, you will inevitably lack consistency, because motivation by its very nature is a fleeting emotion. It comes and goes like the tide. Some days you will wake up feeling energized and inspired, ready to conquer the world, and some days, perhaps even most days, you simply won't. That is precisely where the power of discipline asserts itself. Discipline is the unwavering bridge that spans the gap between ambitious goals and tangible, consistent results. It is the fundamental force that creates the distinction between those who merely dream of achievement and those who actually achieve it. Look at the most successful individuals in any demanding field. Elite athletes train rigorously, day after day, even when their bodies ache and their minds resist, even when they do not feel like pushing through the pain. Visionary entrepreneurs work tirelessly behind the scenes, putting in the effort when no one else is watching, fueled not by constant excitement, but by deep commitment. Writers sit down and write consistently, putting words on the page, even when inspiration is nowhere to be found, relying on the habit of their craft. They all understand this fundamental truth. True, lasting success is not built on occasional bursts of inspired effort, but on the quiet, unwavering consistency of daily habits. The secret to their extraordinary achievements is not that they perpetually feel motivated to work, it is that they consistently choose to work anyway, regardless of their emotional state. They do not wait for the perfect mood, the ideal conditions, or a surge of inspiration. They show up, day after relentless day, and do what needs to be done, simply because it aligns with their purpose and their goals. Discipline is not a static trait, it is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows demonstrably stronger with consistent, intentional training and use. And you don't need to make drastic, overwhelming changes overnight to begin building this muscle. Start small, commit to waking up at a specific time, consistently, follow through on the small commitments you make to yourself. Stick to a simple, manageable schedule for your key activity. Each small act of self-discipline, when compounded over time, over weeks, months and years, accumulates into a powerful, unstoppable momentum that leads to life-changing results. Think of discipline as the unshakable foundation upon which all lasting success is meticulously built. Without it, even the most brilliant plans, the most innovative strategies, will ultimately crumble into dust. A $1,000,000 idea holds virtually no value if you lack the discipline, the consistent effort required to bring it to life, to navigate its complexities, to overcome its challenges. It has often been said, and for good reason, that hard work will consistently beat talent when talent is unwilling to work hard, and the only reliable way to guarantee that you will work hard, consistently, persistently, is by actively developing and strengthening your discipline. Ask yourself honestly, are your current daily habits authentically aligned with your most important goals? If they are not, then it is time, right now, to make a conscious, powerful decision to change them. Success is not about what you manage to accomplish once in a great while when you feel particularly inspired. It is about what you choose to do, consistently, effectively, every single day. The choices you make today, the habits you cultivate, are the very architects that shape the life you will inhabit tomorrow. If you make the deliberate choice to discipline yourself, to take action even when the desire is absent, you will progressively become an unstoppable force. The road to authentic success is often long, arduous, and demanding. There will be days, perhaps many of them, when you feel the powerful urge to quit, when your energy is depleted, when progress seems agonizingly slow or even non-existent. But discipline is the unwavering force that keeps you going in those moments. Discipline keeps you on track, focused on your purpose, when the fleeting motivation that initially propelled you disappears. It ensures that you keep moving forward, step by deliberate step, even when the journey is difficult, uncertain, and filled with resistance. So do not wait for motivation to arrive like a sudden gust of wind. Do not postpone action, waiting for the elusive perfect moment. Start now. Begin training your discipline like a muscle, consistently, patiently, relentlessly, and watch in awe as your unwavering consistency transforms your audacious dreams into tangible reality. Because in the end, success belongs, undeniably, to those who simply show up, who consistently do the necessary work, and who possess the inner fortitude to never stop pushing forward, regardless of the challenges. In a world characterized by relentless change, success demands continuous learning and unwavering adaptability. The landscape of our world is transforming at an unprecedented pace. What worked effectively yesterday may very well prove obsolete or ineffective tomorrow. The most successful individuals are not those who resist this inevitable tide of change, who cling rigidly to outdated methods or familiar comforts. They are instead the ones who actively embrace change, who cultivate themselves as lifelong learners, constantly evolving, adapting and refining their understanding. In a world where everything is in perpetual motion, the capacity for adaptability is the ultimate, most powerful advantage you can possess. Knowledge in isolation is simply potential energy. It is only power when you actively apply it to solve problems, to create value, to innovate. Merely reading an insightful book will not in itself change your life. It is the act of applying the profound lessons and principles contained within that book that creates transformative change. Attending a powerful seminar will not magically transform you. It is the willingness to take dedicated action based on the insights gained from that seminar that leads to genuine growth. Personal growth is not a passive state. It is an active, dynamic process. It demands conscious effort, clear intention, and a consistent willingness to step outside the familiar boundaries of your comfort zone. Learning in its most impactful form is not merely about accumulating facts or memorizing information. It is about the conscious, deliberate act of using that knowledge to improve your skills, to innovate new solutions, and to stay relevant and ahead of the curve in a rapidly evolving world. But here is a crucial, often overlooked secret. Continuous learning is not solely about consuming information. It is also profoundly about cultivating an attitude of adaptability. It is about staying open, truly open, to new ideas, to different perspectives, and to novel ways of thinking and approaching challenges. The dangerous moment you allow yourself to believe that you know everything, that you have arrived at a complete understanding, is precisely the moment your personal growth ceases. And when you stop growing, you inevitably begin a slow, almost imperceptible decline. The world does not stand still, waiting for you to catch up, and neither should you. The greatest leaders, the most profound thinkers, the most revolutionary innovators, they are all characterized by their unwavering commitment to remaining perpetual students of life itself. They understand that true wisdom is not about possessing all the answers, but about cultivating the humility and the relentless curiosity to continually seek new ones. Think of your mind as a finely honed blade. If you neglect to sharpen it regularly, through intentional learning and challenging experiences, it will inevitably become dull, and a dull blade in any context is ineffective, incapable of cutting through new challenges or seizing new opportunities. Successful individuals grasp, at a fundamental level, that personal development is not a one-time event, a seminar attended or a book read. It is a lifelong commitment, a daily discipline, the consistent sharpening of the mind through new knowledge, the constant refining of skills through deliberate practice, and the unwavering effort required to remain relevant and effective in an ever-changing world. Ask yourself honestly in this moment, what specific thing are you consciously learning today that will make you demonstrably better, more capable, more effective tomorrow? Are you reading something that genuinely challenges your existing perspective? Are you actively engaging with individuals or ideas that expand the boundaries of your thinking? Are you actively applying the knowledge you are gaining, or are you merely consuming information passively, without putting it to work? The fundamental difference between those who achieve significant success and those who do not often comes down to one critical element: execution. Commit, right now, to feeding your mind daily with intention. Read purposefully, listen attentively, observe the world around you with curiosity, and most importantly, apply, relentlessly, what you learn, because knowledge without purposeful action is simply untapped potential. Knowledge combined with decisive action, that is true power. It is the driving force behind all progress, the fuel that ignites innovation, and the engine that creates lasting, meaningful success. The world will continue its relentless process of change, with or without your active participation. The crucial question is this: Will you consciously choose to change with it? Will you make the commitment to evolve, to adapt, and to grow alongside its unfolding dynamic? Or will you remain stagnant, rigidly clinging to outdated ways of thinking and being in a world that is constantly reinventing itself? The choice is unequivocally yours to make. Embrace learning, boldly take action based on your newfound knowledge, and dedicate yourself to staying ahead of the curve. Because in a world that never stops moving, the only reliable way to not only survive, but to genuinely thrive, is to keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing forward into new possibility. As you embrace learning and adaptability, remember that your environment plays a pivotal role. Your circle defines you. Look around consciously at the individuals who populate your life, those with whom you spend the most significant amount of your precious time and energy. They are, without exception, either actively lifting you up towards your highest potential, or subtly, perhaps even unconsciously, pulling you down towards a lesser version of yourself. Success is not solely a matter of what you achieve through individual effort. It is also profoundly influenced by the caliber and energy of the people with whom you surround yourself. Your immediate environment, the collective mindset, habits, and aspirations of your closest companions directly shapes your own mindset, influences your daily habits, and ultimately plays a significant role in determining the trajectory of your destiny. It has been wisely observed that you are, over time, the average of the 5 people with whom you spend the most significant amount of your time. If you make the conscious choice to surround yourself with winners, individuals who are driven, ambitious, and committed to excellence, their ambition and drive will inevitably become normalized within your own thinking. If, however, you find yourself primarily surrounded by complainers, by individuals who readily make excuses and passively accept mediocrity, that lower standard will subtly but surely begin to feel comfortable, even acceptable to you. Energy is undeniably contagious, both positive and negative in its influence. Spend enough time in the presence of those who have settled for less than their potential, and you will, almost without realizing it, find yourself beginning to adopt their limiting mindset and behaviors. But spend intentional time with those who demand more of themselves, who are constantly striving for growth and impact, and you will naturally find yourself rising to meet their elevated standard, compelled by their example. Successful individuals actively protect the integrity of their inner circle. They consciously surround themselves with those who genuinely inspire them, who constructively challenge their thinking, and who actively push them to grow beyond their perceived limitation. They actively seek out mentors, individuals who have walked the path they aspire to travel. They deliberately network with other achievers, forging connections based on mutual respect and shared ambition. And they possess the courage to consciously limit or cut ties with sources of persistent negativity and drain. This is not an act of selfishness. It is a profound act of strategic self-preservation and intentional growth. Every single conversation you engage in, every interaction you partake in, either propels you forward, inch by inch towards your goals, or subtly, yet surely pulls you further away. The very best individuals in any demanding field understand, with absolute clarity, that their time and energy are among their most valuable non-renewable assets. They invest both wisely, choosing carefully who is granted access to their inner world. Ask yourself honestly, and often, with whom are you consistently spending your most valuable time? Are they actively helping you to become a better, more capable version of yourself, or are they holding you back, reinforcing your doubts and validating your excuses? Your closest circle should be composed of individuals who challenge your thinking in constructive ways, who expose you to new ideas and opportunities, and who genuinely inspire you, through their words and actions, to reach for your highest potential. This principle does not necessitate the ruthless excision of everyone from your life for the sake of superficial association with successful people, but it does demand that you be fiercely intentional about who is granted consistent access to your limited time and energy. Sometimes consciously creating distance from certain relationships, even if they are long-standing, is a necessary and courageous step for your personal growth and the realization of your potential. You do not owe anyone your stagnation. You owe yourself the unwavering pursuit of progress. Actively seek out individuals who embody the qualities and characteristics you most admire. Learn from those who have already achieved the level of success and impact to which you aspire. Intentionally surround yourself with people who actively push you beyond your comfortable boundaries, because that is precisely where genuine transformative growth occurs. Find mentors, individuals who have navigated the path before you and can offer invaluable guidance and perspective. Build authentic relationships with those who genuinely celebrate your successes, sharing in your triumphs, and who possess the strength and compassion to push you through your inevitable failures. Your circle matters profoundly. It determines the caliber of conversations you engage in, the standards you hold yourself to, and the perceived limits you place upon your own potential. If you genuinely desire to elevate the quality and impact of your life, the most powerful first step you can take is to consciously elevate the quality and energy of the people with whom you surround yourself. Choose wisely, consistently, because the people in your closest circle do not just influence your mindset, they actively shape the reality of your future. Flowing from your environment and influencing every other aspect of your life is the fundamental principle of shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Success is not solely a matter of possessing technical skills or innate talent. It is, at its core, a profound matter of mindset, how you choose to see and interpret the world around you. The way you perceive opportunities, navigate challenges, and respond to setbacks dictates with remarkable accuracy whether you will rise above limiting circumstances or remain perpetually trapped within them. Your mindset acts as the powerful lens through which you interpret every facet of your reality, and in doing so, it fundamentally shapes your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your outcome. A scarcity mindset operates from a place of fundamental lack, whispering, "There's not enough to go around. If someone else wins or succeeds, it must mean that I lose. Their gain is my inherent loss." This way of thinking is a breeding ground for fear, debilitating competition, and corrosive jealousy. Individuals operating from a scarcity mindset live from a place of constant anxiety, perpetually worrying that success, resources, or opportunities are finite, limited resources. They hesitate to take calculated risks, paralyzed by a fear of failure that outweighs their desire for success. They resist collaboration, harboring the misguided belief that helping others achieve their potential will somehow diminish their own chances of gain. This mindset tragically creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because they expect limitations and lack, they inevitably encounter more of them in their reality. An abundance mindset, in stark contrast, operates from a place of inherent possibility and potential, proclaiming, "Opportunities are everywhere, constantly emerging. If someone else succeeds, it doesn't diminish my potential. In fact, it proves that success is attainable, that I can achieve it too." Individuals with an abundance mindset perceive possibilities where others see only limitation. They believe at a fundamental level that success, resources, and opportunities are not finite, limited resources, but components of an ever-expanding field of potential. Instead of viewing others as threatening competitors, they see them as sources of inspiration, potential collaborators, and valuable allies. They focus their energy on growth, on continuous learning, and on relentless innovation, a focus that empowers them to actively identify and seize opportunities that those with a scarcity mindset might tragically overlook or fearfully avoid. The fundamental difference separating those who achieve extraordinary success from those who remain unfulfilled is often not a disparity in external opportunity itself, but a difference in perspective, the internal lens through which they view the world. The most successful individuals look at daunting obstacles and perceive not barriers, but exciting possibilities for growth and innovation. They view setbacks not as defeats but as invaluable lessons, utilizing temporary failures as stepping stones to propel them forward, rather than allowing them to become insurmountable roadblocks. They do not fall into the trap of asking, "Why is this difficult thing happening to me?" Instead, they cultivate the empowering habit of asking, "What can I actively learn from this challenge? How can I use this experience to become better, stronger, more capable?" This profound shift in thinking possesses the alchemical ability to transform temporary failures into fuel for relentless growth, making resilience not just a skill, but their greatest asset. You literally become what you consistently focus your mind upon. If you habitually focus on problems and limitations, you will, by the very nature of your internal state, attract and perceive more problems. If you intentionally focus on solutions and possibilities, you will actively find and create more solutions. Your brain is inherently wired to reinforce your dominant thoughts, filtering incoming information based on what you already believe to be true about yourself and the world. If you consistently tell yourself, through your thoughts and self-talk, that you are limited, incapable, or unlucky, your actions and outcomes will inevitably reflect those limiting beliefs, confirming your internal narrative. But if you make the conscious, deliberate choice to believe in abundance, in your capacity for success, and in the pervasive nature of possibility, your actions will naturally align with those empowering beliefs, opening doors and revealing opportunities you might never have even noticed before. Shifting from a deeply ingrained scarcity mindset to a vibrant abundance mindset requires consistent, intentional effort. Begin by consciously reframing your negative thought pattern. Instead of automatically thinking, "I can't afford this," cultivate the habit of asking yourself, "How can I strategically create the resources to afford this?" Instead of dwelling on the thought, "I'll never be able to succeed like them," actively remind yourself, with conviction, "If they are capable of achieving that, then I too possess the inherent capacity to do it." Intentionally surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who embody the abundance mindset. Consume content, books, podcasts, speeches, that actively expands your perspective and challenges your limiting beliefs. And consistently practice gratitude daily. Gratitude, more powerfully than almost any other practice, shifts your internal focus from a place of perceived lack to a place of appreciation for what you already have, thereby reinforcing a mindset rooted in abundance. Your thoughts are the foundational architects that shape your reality. If you genuinely desire to attract success into your life, begin by consciously cultivating the mindset of someone who is already successful, someone who operates from a place of abundance and possibility. See challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as exciting opportunities for growth. View setbacks not as defeats, but as invaluable lessons, and perceive the success of others not as a source of threat or lack, but as inspiring proof that greatness is attainable for those who pursue it. Change your mindset fundamentally, and you will, without question, change your life and the world you experience. Powering your mindset and directing your focus requires understanding the dynamic interplay of passion and purpose in achieving success. Passion serves as the powerful, emotional fuel that ignites your journey, but purpose acts as the essential compass that gives that journey clear, unwavering direction. The most profoundly successful individuals are rarely driven solely by the pursuit of money or external recognition. They are propelled by something significantly bigger than personal gain. They possess a compelling vision that extends beyond themselves, a mission that fuels their relentless determination, and a deeply held reason that keeps them moving forward, persistently, even when confronted by the most daunting challenges. Passion is the inner fire, the vibrant energy that keeps you engaged and committed when things become difficult, when the path seems arduous. It is the emotional force that compels you to wake up with enthusiasm, to stay up late, and to pour your heart and soul into your work, even when you're tired. Passion imbues your journey with excitement, drive, and infectious enthusiasm. It makes the process itself inherently fulfilling. However, without the guiding hand of purpose, that intense passion can become a wildfire, leading to burnout, frustration, or a tragic dissipation of effort, consuming energy without producing meaningful, directed results. That is precisely where the clarity of purpose becomes indispensable. Purpose is the internal compass that ensures your passion is channeled effectively, that you are consistently moving in the right direction, aligned with your deepest values. It is the deeper meaning that underlies why you do what you do. When your work is infused with purpose, it transcends the mere act of making a living. It becomes about making a meaningful impact on the world, on others, on yourself. Purpose provides clarity of intention, fuels unwavering resilience in the face of setbacks, and offers a sense of profound fulfillment that goes far beyond temporary bursts of motivation. When you successfully align your intense passion with a clear, compelling purpose, you generate an unstoppable internal momentum. You are no longer solely reliant on fleeting external motivation, which by its nature comes and goes. Instead, you operate from a place of deep conviction, anchored by the meaningful contribution you seek to make. This powerful combination of passion and purpose has the alchemical ability to transform mundane hard work into something genuinely enjoyable, to turn daunting struggles into necessary stepping stones for growth, and to transmute painful setbacks into invaluable lessons that refine your approach. You become relentless in your pursuit, not simply because you are chasing an external definition of success, but because you are pursuing something that genuinely deeply matters to you, something that resonates with the core of your being. But here is a vital truth to grasp. Passion alone is rarely sufficient for achieving lasting success. Many individuals possess intense passion, yet they never realize their potential because that passion lacks the grounding of clear direction, the structure of discipline, or the guidance of strategic planning. You must consciously pair your vibrant passion with focused action, with deliberate strategy, and with unwavering persistence. Passion without action is simply a beautiful, unfulfilled dream. Purpose without consistent execution is just an admirable idea that remains trapped in the realm of possibility. Authentic success emerges when you are willing to consistently do the necessary work, even when the initial excitement fades. When the path becomes monotonous or difficult, you must be willing to push through the mundane tasks, the challenging obstacles, and the discouraging moments that are an inevitable part of any significant journey. Success is not built on fleeting bursts of enthusiastic inspiration, but on the steady, consistent application of focused effort over extended periods. That means making the conscious commitment to setting clear, measurable goals, to diligently developing the necessary skills, and to taking calculated risks that move you forward. It means learning rapidly and effectively from your failures, adapting your approach when confronted by challenges, and staying fully committed to your purpose, even when progress appears painfully slow, or when the external world seems indifferent. Discover what genuinely excites you, what activities you are naturally drawn to. Explore what gives your life a sense of profound meaning, what problems you feel compelled to solve in the world. Passion is the initial spark, yes, but purpose is the solid foundation, the enduring structure that keeps that fire burning brightly, sustainably, over the long haul. Discover what you are naturally drawn to, the kind of work that energizes you, and identify the problems in the world that stir your compassion or your desire for change. Then commit yourself relentlessly to mastering the skills required to make a meaningful contribution in that area. Build the discipline necessary to sustain your effort, and take consistent, purposeful action every single day. Because when you consciously choose to work with both deep passion and clear purpose, success ceases to be a question of if it will arrive. It becomes instead a question of when, an inevitable outcome of your aligned effort. The individuals who truly change the world are not merely those who possess grand dreams. They are the ones who translate those dreams into decisive action, who persist through inevitable setbacks, and who remain fiercely true to their guiding purpose. Consciously align your vibrant passion with a clear, compelling purpose. Commit yourself to putting in the necessary, consistent work, and success will follow, inevitably, as a natural result of that powerful alignment. Ultimately, all the principles we have discussed, mindset, goals, resilience, belief, discipline, learning environment, abundance, passion, purpose, serve as pieces of the bridge between dreams and reality. You can possess the most empowering mindset, set the most audacious goals, build the strongest, most supportive network, but if you do not take action, consistently and decisively, none of it holds tangible power. Success is not a theoretical concept discussed in boardrooms. It is a dynamic force, forged through doing. It is about taking massive, relentless action, day after deliberate day. Far too many individuals remain trapped in a state of passive waiting. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity to magically appear, the right set of circumstances to conveniently align, but there is no mythical perfect moment waiting for you. The right time to begin, the time to take action, is always unequivocally now. The fundamental difference between those who achieve their aspirations and those who do not is elegantly simple. The achievers choose to take action, consistently, even when they do not feel perfectly ready, even when they lack all the answers, even when the outcome is uncertain. They start before they feel prepared, They embrace the process of making mistakes, extracting the lessons embedded within them, and using that learning to keep moving forward. If you genuinely desire success in your life, you must consciously choose to stop waiting. You must stop the unproductive cycle of overthinking and analysis paralysis. You must simply start doing. Because in the final analysis, success belongs not to those who merely think about it, but to those who courageously take action towards it. Everything you truly desire in this life is already within your reach, within your capacity to create. But the crucial question is this: are you willing to undergo the necessary transformation to become the kind of person who naturally attracts that level of success into their life? Success is not a matter of random luck or fortunate birthright. It is, as we have explored, a result of cultivated mindset, rigorous discipline, unwavering resilience, and consistent, purposeful action. It is about making a conscious, powerful choice every single day to learn, to improve, to grow, and to seize undeniable control of your own future. You do not require external permission from others. You do not need external validation to begin. You already possess everything you need: the potential, the capacity, the power within you. The only thing that remains, the vital step that bridges the gap between potential and reality, is to act. So reflect on this. What will you choose to do today, in this moment? What single deliberate step will you take towards your most important goal? What empowering habit will you commit to building, starting now? Because the extraordinary life you envision, the future you yearn to inhabit, is not passively waiting for you to somehow find it. It is waiting, actively waiting, for you to consciously create it through your choices, your habits, and your relentless action. Now go out into the world, armed with this understanding, and become the person who not only pursues success, but powerfully attracts it into their life.